Live Now look there over Milwaukee. We want to just take the opportunity to continue with some of our political coverage. As you know, more and more candidates are on the campaign trail. But we know, though, right now, who has qualified for the RNC primary debate. But that can go from what we're told up until 48 hours before the debate. So the candidates who have not qualified still kind of have a chance to get there on the debate stage. We want to talk about some of those candidates right now with our friend, Florida politics reporter, AG Gankarski, who joins me now. AG, good to see you. So really the big news today, everyone has been kind of speculating, kind of postulating, what will Trump do? Will he be at the debate? Will he not be at the debate? And so the New York Times first reporting this today, that he plans to upstage the debate by sitting down for an online interview with former Fox News host Tucker Carlson. So that's what we know so far. Not much, but it is something, isn't it?
Yeah, and I mean, last time we talked, I think I said I didn't expect Trump to debate, so I'm not surprised by this. The Tucker Carlson counter-programming, it's a smart move. Tucker has had varying opinions on Trump, but if Trump is playing ball with him, I think Tucker will give him the softball interview he wants. Obviously, it's not in Trump's interest to be on the stage with these candidates, and he has said as much. He said he's ahead in the polls by 30, 40, 50, 60 points. I saw one from Louisiana of 65 points. So he's not exactly exaggerating on some of these. But, yeah, you know, it's basically going to be the anybody but Trump lane debating in Milwaukee that you'll be covering on Wednesday.
Yeah, according to the New York Times, for weeks, I'm reading from the article here, the former president has been quizzing aides, associates, and rally crowds about what he should do. Until earlier this week, he had been giving people the impression he was considering a last-minute surprise appearance. And then, of course, AG, we got the news just yesterday that he was canceling this planned press conference for Monday at Bedminster, New Jersey, his club there, to kind of talk about alleged widespread fraud in the 2020 election in Georgia, of which he was telling all of us he was going to be bringing the receipts, if you will, but at the advice of his lawyers, upon their request, he canceled. So is this a new Trump? Is he finally listening to his lawyers?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's taking the legally wise stance in this case. But, you know, he's also listening to his advisors. He's got Susie Wiles, Chris LaCivita, veteran hands, both of them. And as compared to 2016 or 2020, where he freelanced, it seems like he's a little bit more cognizant of what he can and can't get away with, rather than trying to, you know, push the envelope for the sake thereof. I mean, he's already in unprecedented territory, 4 indictments, you know, countless counts at this point. And, you know, a legal calendar is going to clash with the primary calendar. So, you know, he's doing the right thing by not doing a press conference. He's probably also avoiding exposing himself to legal jeopardy.
Yeah. All right, I want to get into a candidate you know a little better, much, much better. That's, of course, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis as well. He's going to be on the debate stage. I thought it was really interesting, though. He was in Georgia today on this stage with the conservative commentator Eric Erickson. There was this memo from the super PAC supporting DeSantis's bid, the Never Back Down PAC, that was leaked or gleaned from some reporters that kind of went over DeSantis's debate strategy. And it had 4 bullet points. I'm going to read them right now. Attack Joe Biden and the media 3 to 5 times. State Governor Ron DeSantis's positive vision 2 to 3 times. Hammer Vivek Ramaswamy in a response. 4, defend Donald Trump in absentia in response to a Chris Christie attack. Now, 3 and 4, AG, are very, very interesting to me. Let's go for 3 first. Hammer Vivek Ramaswamy, is that because he is trailing very, very close behind at 3rd to DeSantis' 2nd?
Yeah, I mean, there's some polls where you see Ramaswamy actually in 2nd now. And this is something that Trump has talked up for weeks. He kept saying, I expect him to overtake DeSantis. That seems to be happening in some of these polls. Others, of course, DeSantis is well ahead. But you know, it's catastrophic on the part of DeSantis' super PAC. And this was at Jeff Rowe's Axiom Strategy's website. So this is actually published material. And basically to give away the game plan on the web so NBC News and the New York Times and me and every other political reporter could write a story about it. And so the strategy could be read out against Ramaswamy, who is the best ad lib artist in American politics today. I mean, the guy is quick. He's, able to work a crowd, to move a crowd. There's a reason he went from oblivion, obscurity to being in double digits in these polls.
Yeah, it is quite something to see his rise, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
from relative obscurity, like you said, yeah. So
yeah, he's putting the work in.
Yeah, AG, I want to go to the number 4, though, bullet point. Defend Donald Trump in absentia in response to a Chris Christie attack. We know Chris Christie will be on the attack. Defend Donald Trump. That's a suggestion for Florida Governor DeSantis. He's supposed to beat Donald Trump for the nomination. That's what I thought.
Yeah, I mean, and that's sort of the dance that DeSantis has been doing regarding Trump, basically not willing to call him out on the alleged crimes, not willing to say that he's done much wrong in terms of January 6th or document retention or these other issues. And, if you remember 8 years ago when Chris Christie ran against Marco Rubio, and Marco Rubio said something on stage and Christie went on a rant about how scripted it was, he's going to do the same thing to Ron DeSantis. They're already calling DeSantis Robot Ron and things like that. And Chris Christie's going to capitalize on this. And if you look at New Hampshire polling, it's pretty easy to see that already he's got parity with DeSantis in that state. So the sharks are circling Ron DeSantis going into this debate.
Yeah, AG, you and I have talked so much. I was off all last week, but we got the news last Tuesday. He was firing his campaign manager, Janera Peck. And so this is really kind of a moment where he can either reset. There's been a lot of resets in the DeSantis campaign. But debates are those moments where you either turn a page or you fall on your face. Would you agree?
Yeah, but if you're giving away your game plan going into the debate, you're closer to falling on your face than actually doing something, that can actually lift your campaign up.
Okay.
I mean, that's the problem here because...
So you were surprised when this memo was leaked. You were surprised that they would give their hand, essentially.
I have never seen that before from a campaign. Okay. I have never seen something so amateurish from a really expensive operation. I mean, it's a $150 million campaign, and they're giving away the playbook. You watch football, if the other team's got, the offense's plays, what's going to happen, interceptions and, fumbles and turnovers. And I don't see DeSantis being able to think on his feet to basically get away from the script.
Okay.
And whether he uses the script or not, he'll be called out on it. That's the reality.
All right. Just lastly, AG, I know we'll be talking probably next week, but what are you going to be watching for? I mean, this is the first time we've been talking about these candidates for months, it seems, but we're going to finally see them interact together. There was some interesting news today. Did you catch that, though, about the Miami mayor, Francis Suarez, about whether or not he qualified? Do you have any reporting to suggest if that's accurate? It seemed like the RNC was pouring some cold water on that, seemingly that, he didn't actually qualify, but the Suarez camp says he did.
Yeah, I mean, until the RNC confirms that, I'm not taking it 100%.
Okay.
I mean, and I don't know how much it actually matters. I mean, the guy is polling very marginally. He has money, but I don't think this is Francis Suarez's year. And whether he gets on the stage or not, it feels like a doomed campaign. It feels like he hasn't found his lane. And I don't know which of these early states are good for him. I mean, the state polls are catastrophically bad. And, I just think he was a candidate for a different time, not this time. He kind of feels like a 2016 candidate.
All right.
And honestly, that's how DeSantis looks to me too right now, and that's not good.
Wow. AG Gankarski, as always, appreciate your reporting and insight. Hope you have a good weekend. Talk again.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate it.